The frogs who wished for a king. Once there lived some frogs in a large pond. They wanted to have a king. The frogs were tired of governing themselves. They had so much freedom that it had spoiled them, and they did nothing but sit around croaking in a bored manner. The frogs prayed to God. They said, "Please give us a king." God gave them a big log. The frogs called it King Log. The frogs hid themselves among the reeds and grasses, thinking the new king to be some fearful giant. But they soon discovered how tame King Log was. King Log did not do anything for the frogs. He just lay there in the pond. The frogs felt unhappy. The frogs prayed to God again. "This king is dull," they said. "Please give us another king. We want an active king." God sent them a stork. King Stork was very active. He ate up all the frogs. In mournful croaks, they begged the king to take away the cruel tyrant before they should all be destroyed. "How now?" cried God. "Are you not yet content? You have what you asked for, and so you have only yourselves to blame for your misfortunes. What we learn is, be sure you can better your condition before you seek to change."
The Wolf, the Kid, and the Goat. Mother Goat was going to market one morning to get provisions for her household, which consisted of but one little kid and herself. "Take good care of the house, my son," she said to the kid, as she carefully latched the door. "Do not let anyone in, unless he gives you this password. Down with the wolf and all his race." Strangely enough, a wolf was lurking near and heard what the goat had said. So, as soon as Mother Goat was out of sight, up he trotted to the door and knocked. "Down with the wolf and all his race," said the wolf softly. It was the right password. But when the kid peeped through a crack in the door and saw the shadowy figure outside, he did not feel at all easy. "Show me a white paw," he said, "or I won't let you in." A white paw, of course, is a feature few wolves can show. And so Master Wolf had to go away as hungry as he had come. "You can never be too sure," said the kid, when he saw the wolf making off to the woods. "Two sureties are better than one."
A dog and his reflection. A dog, to whom the butcher had thrown a bone, was hurrying home with his prize as fast as he could go. As he crossed a narrow footbridge, he happened to look down and saw his reflection in the quiet water as if in a mirror. But the greedy dog thought he saw a real dog, carrying a bone much bigger than his own. If he had stopped to think, he would have known better. But instead of thinking, he dropped his bone, and sprang at the dog in the river, only to find himself swimming for dear life to reach the shore. At last he managed to come out, and as he stood sadly thinking about the good bone he had lost, he realized what a stupid dog he had been. It is very foolish to be greedy.
A Raven and a Swan. A raven, which you know is black as coal, was envious of the swan, because her feathers were as white as the purest snow. The foolish bird got the idea that if he lived like the swan, swimming and diving all day long and eating the weeds and plants that grow in the water, his feathers would turn white like the swan's. So, he left his home in the woods and fields and flew down to live on the lakes and in the marshes. But though he washed and washed all day long, almost drowning himself at it, his feathers remained as black as ever. And as the water weeds he ate did not agree with him, he got thinner and thinner, and at last he died. A change of habits will not alter nature.
The Rat and the Elephant. One day, a proud rat was walking along the king's road. He thought he was important because, even though he was small, he had just as many parts as bigger animals like the elephant. While walking, he saw a big parade coming his way. It was the king, riding a huge elephant. The king was surrounded by his royal dog and cat, and many people followed, all staring at the elephant. The rat felt ignored and upset. He thought to himself, "Look at me, I am just as important as that big elephant. I have eyes, ears, and legs like him. Why do they care so much about his size and wrinkles? I am just as good." But before the rat could say more, the royal cat saw him and quickly caught him. The rat realized he was not as important as the elephant after all. What we learn is that just because we share some traits with something great does not make us great.